We are live on the Oxfit podcast. Good morning, Oxfit Nation. Boy, did I sleep good last night. First workout of baseline week basically was a sleeping pill, I think, Savannah. Standing up for this podcast today because I am scared to death to sit down. And that's day one for you. So, what a start to this week. How are you guys feeling this morning? If you haven't yet, it is my beautiful, beautiful wife's 40th birthday today. So go wish her a happy birthday if you get chance. And yeah, just waiting for people to get on this morning because I'm early this morning. I got a lot to do. Got big things happening. Got people coming into town. Got my family coming into town who haven't seen my kids in 3 years. Now, I don't know if you know how that feels, but that's just something that you just have to put out of your mind because you can't think about it. And we're going to spend a couple of weeks here together. And so trying to get organized, trying to get ahead, trying to get everything together for that. So, yeah, it's difficult doing long distance, but we're going to have an amazing couple of weeks with their grandparents. And we're going to have a blast. So, yeah, so go over, say happy birthday to Lauren somewhere on Instagram or something like that. I shouldn't have said she's 40. She's 30. Big 30. Big 3-0 today. This podcast, we're going to get into some fall beach brawl stuff. A lot of excitement coming out of the spring beach brawl. And so I want to show you in this episode where to direct that energy because we've got big plans happening in here in the gym. And I know how people get when big events like this come up. They start to panic a little bit. So want to help you avoid that panic. Also, our fall is jam-packed. We've got the triathlon. We've got high rocks. What else do we have? We got a bunch of stuff. So I want to make sure that we're ahead of that and we get signed up now and we get ready for that so that we don't, have distractions in the fall. So if you don't know, I turned 40 on Saturday. And as a special treat, a special gift to myself, I signed up for the Masters Beach Brawl. So I signed up for the 40 plus individual beach brawl. And me and Savannah been talking about it. I finally convinced Savannah to sign up for the elite beach brawl. So she's doing individual elite. I'm doing the Masters individual. And I don't like doing individual. I get a little bit too competitive, you know. So this is the 1 year, 40th birthday year that I'm going to get really competitive with this beach brawl. I'm going to go all out for the next 5 months. So starting in May, going to go all out for 5 months to give it my best at beach brawl. Train alongside Savannah because she's doing elite for the first time. So give her a training partner for that. And yeah, so that's where we're going to start this episode. So if you have a big goal or you need a big goal like that, then this is going to be the podcast for you because I'm going to lay out what our plan is going to look like and how you can be a part of that. Okay. So a big, scary goal is something we talk about a lot. So what happens when we talk about competitions and stuff like this? The thing that happens most of the time is people start to panic and they start to, especially coaches that are not me, they'll start to ask them 100 questions because people by now know not to ask me 1,000 questions. But you'll start going up to Caitlin, you'll start going up to Savannah, and we just start throwing questions at them, right? And you'll just throw as many questions that you want. You'll text them in the middle of the night and be like, I'm panicking. Well, we could get you ready for Beach Brawl, and I'm going to lay out how we can do that. And not only how we can do that, but how this goal and this program could change your life this next 5 months. Okay. So I'm going to ask you something right now. Are you training or are you just working out? We're going back to the fall beach brawl. And The one thing about these competitions is that can be exposing, right? It's not your average competition. This is where you get to find out how much work you've put in and how good you are at things, especially if you level up, right? So if you're going from scale to intermediate, or in our gym, level one to level two, if you're going from intermediate to RX, so from level two to level three, or if you're going from RX, you know, to RX plus level four, right? You can get exposed really quick. And so it's more than just a competition. It's a line in the sand, right? Literally a line in the sand. There's a lot of sand, there's heat, there's fatigue, there's a little bit of pressure because you're on a stage with your friends watching, and you can't hide from whether you can do these things or whether you can't. You can't scale it down in the middle of a competition like you can in a class, right? It's not necessarily about looking the fittest, it's about performing when it matters. And every year we see the same thing, people showing up hoping that they're ready. And hope is not a good strategy. What you don't want to do is just randomly train. You don't want to just go hit a bunch of workouts, sweat, feel tired, and not have a plan. You don't want to have no progression to your program. You don't want to have no intent in it. And you don't want to have no timeline on when you do things. So everybody signs up for something like this and then they panic because deep down they know they didn't really prepare. They just participated in the training and did a bunch of extra workouts and, did the workouts once they were released over and over and over again, thinking that that was a good strategy. But that's not what we do when we set a baseline week and a retest week, right? We don't set a baseline week and then redo the workouts every week, hoping to get better at the workouts. You don't see them workouts again. We break them workouts down into their parts so that we can rebuild you as an athlete to get you better and ready for the competition, which is retest week. So that's exactly why me and Savannah are building this 5-month training program. When was the last time you trained for something for that amount of time? Like that should excite you on its own rather than it just be random programming and hoping you're ready. Me and Savannah are building something that's structured, progressive, and it's built for performance. Here's how it kind of breaks down. So we're going to start May 4th, I think is the first Monday of that. Building your foundation, right? We're going to fix your movement. We're going to build your engine. We're going to establish consistency. This is where the real discipline starts, right? On top of that, we're going to build the foundations of nutrition into that, right? Which for most people doing this competition, 90% of your results are going to come from that nutrition. I know how hard you work. I see you every day in the gym, but I want to know what you're eating, why you're eating it, and how you're doing it so we can change the habits. Lay the foundations in that first 30 days. Month number 1. Month number 2, we're going to load up. We're going to start building strength. In terms of your nutrition, you're going to start eating to become stronger. In terms of your habits, you're going to build real habits that are going to help you become stronger because that strength is what carries into everything. Month number 3, this is where we start building your capacity, right? So not only are you going to be eating for strength, you're going to be eating for energy. You're going to be eating the right amount of food for you to get results week after week, month after month for the next 3 months building into that program, right? So this is where the capacity starts. We're going to start pushing your limits a little bit. We're going to take that strength, we're going to take that skill and see what you're capable of. You're going to start feeling like an athlete here, right? So there's going to be longer efforts. It's going to be a little bit more intense. And there's going to be more volume in terms of the food that you're eating, in terms of the workout that you're doing, and in terms of just how you're thinking about each day and each week. Month 4, we're going to start getting specific, right? So we're going to you've got a foundation. You start building on that foundation. We start increasing the capacity. And now it's about prep for the competition, right? So it's going to be real specific movements. The workouts will be released. So we're going to really know where we're focusing. We're going to know, do you need to get stronger? Do you need to get fitter? Do you need to get more ripped? It's going to be really specific to you, right? What are the things that you're weak at? Do you need to gain a little bit of weight? Do you need to lose a little bit of weight? Do you need to find a way that you can gain some muscle and lose fat at the same time, right? Very specific to you. And we're going to start coming up with a strategy for the specific workouts and your weaknesses, right? And that's going to be super focused in month 4. Month 5 is going to be competition month. That's going to look very, very different to anything you've ever done, because this is where we just got to sharpen up on what you're good at and really like improve your speed, improve your strength. But most of all, that's going to be the month where we're going to just build you up as an athlete and make you feel more confident. You're going to, by that point, look incredible. You're going to feel stronger and fitter than you've ever felt. So now it's about putting it all on the floor and basically getting you ready to peak at the right time. You will be ready by month 4 and 5, right? By the time that competition comes around, you're going to feel like a completely different person. You're going to look like a different person, and you're going to be training and building your life like an athlete. Now, if that sounds like something that you want to do, if you've never spent 5 months training for something, if you've never, dug into something like this and had 2 coaches, me training for it for the individual 40 plus, Savannah training for the elite division, right? If you haven't had 2 coaches like that focus on you and give you a specific training program, and that's something that you want, then let us know. Comment Beach Brawl in the comments right here. Email me ant@ox.fit or sav@ox.fit. You can email each of us. We will put you with the right coach, right? So if you're training for the 40 plus division, you're, probably on the men's side of things, you probably with me. If you're on the women's side, you're training for elite, RX, individual, then you're probably with Savannah. But we're both going to be working together with all the athletes on this, right? So if that's something that you find very, very interesting, then let me know. Who is it for? It's not just for elite athletes, right? That's not what this is about. That's not what Oxford is about. Yes, you might see a very different side of me at this training and at this competition, because usually I'm there just for the fun of it, right? I'm aiming for podium this time. Why am I doing that? Because I need that goal this year, right? I won't do this again probably for another 10 years, but I want to bring you with me because this is for the dad that wants to feel like themselves again. This is for the mom that's tired of starting over. This is for the athlete who's been stuck in that same little rut for the last 6 months, maybe a year, and they want to jump out of that, that plateau and feel great again. This is for the person who just needs a target, because without a target for the rest of this year, you can kind of drift. You've had a great start to 2026. You don't want to get happy right now. You want to keep going. You want to keep going up. You don't want to drift. You don't want to plateau. You want to get to the next level. That's who it's for. It's bigger than just a competition. It's about becoming the type of person who wants to train with purpose, show up consistently, and finish something once they've started it. Because when you commit to something like this, you don't just get fitter. You level up your entire life. I've seen people do something like this and completely change, right? So here's the deal. The Fall Beach Brawl is coming. We're not going to talk about it again after April. The people who are signed up in April, that's the team that's going, that by the end of April, that's the team that's going to go to Beach Brawl, right? We're not going to talk about it again because we've got triathlon focus, we've got high rocks focus, we've got the Thanksgiving half marathon focus, a lot of endurance things that are coming up in the gym. So if you want to do this, we're going to start early and we're going to see it through, right? So if you're interested in this, we want to start and we want to sign up early and we want to get it going. So if you want to be part of this program, then you've got to sign up now, right? So comment in this, Beach Brawl 2026, and I'll reach out to you or email ant@ox.fit. So you can either show up to Beach Brawl hoping, or you can show up ready. We're starting May 1st. 5 months of structured, coached, and proven programming that will get you in the best shape of your life. We only have a limited number of spots for this, right? Me and Savannah can only take so many people, and it's very, very personalized. So if you want to be a part of this Oxfit team for Beach Brawl, don't complain when someone else takes your spot. Don't complain when you see all the people smashing at a beach brawl, and you were like, I don't know. I don't think I can afford it right now. Um, I just watched a video that said going from too young to too old to do something great happens in one day. You have them people that are like, I'm too young to do that. I'm too busy to do that. I'm too tired to do that. It's not the right time to do that. And eventually, you're going to be too old to do that. Or people my age don't do things like that. Or I've got kids and now I've got a different job. It's never going to be the right time. If you don't sign up and work with a coach and invest in yourself to be great in the fall, it's not going to happen. So if you think you can't afford it, if you think you're too busy, if you think this program's too much for you, it is. We're only taking people that are ready to commit, that want results, and that know that this program will change their life in the next 5 months, because it will. Savannah's going for elite. She can't afford to have just a random program. There's things in there that right now she can't do, that she's scared of. I'm going for the podium, right? I'm not just showing up for the 40 plus division. So a lot of things have to change in the next 5 months. If that is you, then reach out. If that is not you, don't worry about it. Just show up to Beach Brawl. Have a great time. It's not a problem. But the coached program team is going to be a little bit different, right? What I'm going to do real quick is just run you through what that program is going to look like, okay? And get into some comments as we go. So let's look up how I've structured the exact program just to give you a taste of what it would look like. I know I laid out the basic foundation, but here is the plan of action. Should have had this up already. It's in my notes. That's why I can't find it. Do you guys get excited about stuff and just write it all in your notes? I've got like a 5,000 word note here. Okay, so the way I've structured it, the way we've structured it, me and Savannah have come up with, is it's going to run along the regular programming with extra work in there and extra days. So we start on May 4th and we go for 8 weeks. Phase 1. 8 weeks, building your strength, building your skill. We retest that around retest week. So perfect timing on that. And then we go with phase 2, which will only be 6 weeks until August, where we really get into the skills and putting them into practice. And the workouts will probably be released around that time, right? So it'll be exciting that we can see how we stack up. And then we're going to go into a training camp. So let me lay it out for you. So May 4th to June 29th, strength and skill. Building foundations of your nutrition at that point. July 13th to August 17th, we get into the fitness side of things. Putting it all together, the strength and the skill, building on your foundations of your nutrition. So you've got your specific macros, you know what to eat to get strong, fit, and ripped. Lose weight if you need to lose a little bit of weight for the gymnastic elements. Gain a little bit of weight if you need to get stronger. We're not worried about what your body looks like necessarily. Obviously, we want to look amazing at Beach Brawl, but it's all about what you can do with your body, not necessarily how it looks. Then August 24th to September 21st, fight camp. We're going to go into training camp for 6 weeks. 4 weeks are going to be super intense. Then we'll have a taper week and we'll be primed and peaked, ready for that competition. You get a personalized nutrition program, custom weekly training focus for you, and the plan of how that fits into the programming, so that you might spend 15 to 20 minutes extra per day working on the things that you want to work on, or slightly adjusted class workouts to make sure you're focusing on your weaknesses. Then we have an exclusive small group every week, every Saturday, and we're going to try and find another day during the week. And then you get exclusive access to that fight camp, and you get the 2026 Oxfit jersey and swag so you can represent Oxfit and all your hard work when you get on that competition floor. The deadline to sign up for this, Savannah sent me, is April 25th. That is the deadline to sign up. Have a think. Think about who you want to be in the next 5 months. If you want to just go to Beach Brawl and have fun, we'll help you sign up. We'll help you. The programming will get you programming You'll have a blast. The programming will already run alongside Beach Brawl stuff, right? We'll adjust as the workouts get released to make sure that you're confident going in. But if you want to be the best version of yourself, the most competitive version of yourself, if that's the way you want to go, then Savannah's doing elite. I'm doing individual 40 plus, and we're going to go all out. And we're going to have a 5-month specific training program to get you in the best shape of your life. If you've never done something like this and you've always wanted to, this is it, right? So obviously there's going to be an upgraded membership that comes with that. You're paying for a personal coach. But if you haven't yet seen the results that people get from working with us, then I don't know. You must have had your head in the sand. We're going to get you in the best shape of your life in the next 6 months. The last time we did this, here's Beefy. Oxford got me ready for my first competition, and I won it. Yeah, you heard her right. Won in 6 months. Cash is saying just level up. Kanika is excited about this journey and this process. I'm excited for you guys. So if you are interested, at ox.fit, you have until April the 25th to sign up for this. It's going to get intense. Like I said, during the training and during the competition, it's not going to be casual for me this time. It's going to be a little bit competitive. Whitney, ready to run it back. Whitney's doing elite. Second time, right, Whitney? So that's exciting. So yeah, Whitney's specific program is going to look a little bit different to your guys, right? Everyone's going to have their own program for this. All right. May's going to come really quick. It's spring break. Baseline, everything this week. Enjoy baseline week. And then when we get back, we'll be ready. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Is that a thing? Where did I hear that from? Is that some of you nerds will know that in the comments? Anybody got any questions? Oh, yeah. If you haven't already, text my wife. She's 30 years old today. And hey, man, email me. Let's get this thing going. Let's get started. If you need this goal, if you've been coasting, if you enjoyed Beach Brawl last time, but you want to take it to the next level, let's do it. This is your time. This is your wake-up call. This is it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you in the gym. Enjoy baseline week. Have a great birthday, Lauren. And you might see my parents in the gym this week. So that's exciting.